All right, so my kid broke my Sirius Radio. The dog's barking, he's playing hockey. What are you talking about, Dave? Who broke the Sirius Radio? I have a Sirius Radio in the car because I live in Canada. And in Canada, it's all shit music. It's music I never heard of before. And if I never heard of it, it's shit music. I grew up in the 90s. I grew up with normal American music because I'm American. So I got a Sirius Radio so I could listen to American music and Howard Stern. Now, when you get the Sirius Radio, whatever it costs me, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, whatever the hell it costs me, Best Buy puts it in the car, and they have all these wires they connect, the antenna, the electrical plug, and then the auxiliary plug, and they wrap it around this plastic. It sits there, and that's it. And you push the buttons, it turns on. Great. For some reason, Jared does not like the music on the Sirius Radio. Because every time Jared's in the car, he has to unplug the Sirius, he has to unplug it, and he has to plug in his iPod to listen to his music, his shit music, Lady Gaga, Kaka, something, I don't know what the hell it is. He has to listen to, whoever he listens to, I don't know.
Kid Cudi?
Whatever, he listens to bullshit music. He can't listen to the Sirius Radio. He has to pull it out of the wall, out of the car, and unplug it. I don't know what the hell he does. And how do I know he does this? Because when he sits in the car, when I'm in the car, and I go out to get a pizza, whatever I have to get for the kids or shopping, he says, I'm going to sit in the car. I never know why he wants to sit in the car. He wants to sit in the car because he's figuring out how to work this, how to take apart the Sirius Radio. I come back in the car, this horrible music, because he unplugs and he plugs in, I don't know, whatever the hell he does. I don't do that.
How does the song go?
The radio sits there, and that's it. Yesterday, I get in the car, and I see that it says on the Sirius Radio that it's antenna not connected. I was like, what the hell? Why is that? I don't understand what's going on. Look, and I go to look at the antenna, and I see that the wire is free. The wire from the Sirius Radio is free. I said, why would the wire be free? It's crazy. And then I'm trying to connect it together. The whole thing breaks. So I think it's going to cost me $100 now for another antenna to go to Best Buy for them to install. Now I got to listen to shit music. So I got to bring CDs in the car. You think I want to spend $100 now at Best Buy for another antenna? The radio I had it installed last summer, maybe last December. It's only a year and a half old, whatever the hell it is. This new Sirius Radio antenna, whatever the bullshit is. And now, so I said to Jared, I said, here's electrical tape. I just went out to buy it. It already cost me money. I bought electrical tape. See if you can connect the wire to the plug. He can't connect it. No one in his house is mechanically inclined, whatever the hell it is. So how do you think I feel right now? Now, I can't listen to the Sirius Radio. He can still listen to it. He can still take his iPod in the car and plug it in and listen to his bullshit music. That's no problem. But for me to listen to music I want that I'm paying every month for, can't listen to it because he has to listen to it. Meanwhile, he has an iPod with headphones. He could sit with the headphones in the car and listen to the iPod. Can't do it. He has to unplug the Sirius Radio and plug it in so he can hear the music throughout the car. Does anything make any sense to you? The only thing that makes sense to me is I have to pay $100 now because he broke the Sirius Radio. Now he's saying, I didn't break. What are you blaming it on me for? Everybody listens to the Sirius Radio. My other kid Lauren says, he didn't do it. Why do you think he did it? Nobody unplugs the Sirius, takes it out, unplugs it, plugs it in, unplugs it. Nobody does it. Nobody does it but him.
But the dog also, whenever he has goes there, he scratches the radio all the time.
The dog did it.
I don't think the dog did it.
What are you saying?
When there's a bone there.
When there's a bone.
The dog scratches at the radio. So that could have been a possibility. I'm not saying he did it. I'm not blaming the dog.
He's not blaming the dog. He's saying there's a possibility.
I don't know who did it.
He doesn't know who did it. When your friends come in the car, do they unplug it in too? No. The dog has bones in the car, and we keep him in a little alcove and a little cup holder, whatever the hell it is. He's saying he remembers at one time.
Not one time.
Not one time. Many times. 10 times?
Probably more.
More than 10 times. More than 10 times is a bone behind the Sirius Radio, and more than 10 times the dog goes behind the Sirius Radio to get the bone. I've never seen this happen.
I'll show you next time it happens.
He's going to show me next time it happens. Anyway, I'm going to say he broke the radio. Who else? If he didn't touch the radio, it would sit there. It just sits there like it has a suction cup, and it sits.
It doesn't sit there. It's loose.
All right, it's loose, but it sits there. Nobody unplugs anything. It just sits there, and we push the buttons, and the dial. We turn the dial. Now the dial is loose, but I didn't blame Jared for the loose dial because I pushed the buttons. And I turn the dial. I didn't blame anybody. The dial, you got to turn a little more this way, that way. But I didn't blame anybody for that because it's broken, whatever the hell it is. But the fact that the wire in the back is frayed, and because he unplugs it and plugs it in, unplugged, is it fair to say you've unplugged and plugged it in more than 10 times?
Not the wire. Not the antenna.
But not the antenna, but the fact that you have to pull out the radio to unplug a plug and plug it in. When you pull out the radio, you're causing tension in the thin antenna wire because you're pulling it from a place that's not supposed to be pulled because it's all tied up. All the wires have a little plastic thing tied around it that you're not supposed to move it. That's why it's all tied up like that. That's why it's not like all loose wires all over. Oh, you got plenty of room to take it around the car. It's all tied up to be in one spot. I'm just letting you know. I have to spend $100 now because Jared broke the Sirius Radio, even though he doesn't think he did, and the other kid didn't think he broke the Sirius Radio. I want you to tell me who broke the Sirius Radio, because I don't unplug it and plug it. It sits there, that's it. Now, if the buttons broke, I wouldn't blame it on the kids. But the fact that the wire broke in the back, and it's not 125 years old or 500 years old where the years have gone by and it's deteriorated, I'm saying it's because of the tension of unplugging, because it's a very thin wire. Go to davidbronstein.com and start clicking on some ads to get me the $100 so I could buy a new antenna for the Sirius Radio, which is an expense that is I shouldn't have to have. I'd rather put $100 in a slot machine than go buy another antenna because it's a stupid, dumb expense that I shouldn't have to have. It uncalled for, unnecessary expense that shouldn't have happened.
Adjustment Bureau.
What?
Adjustment Bureau.
I'm very aggravated right now. Go to davidbronstein.com.